Hi, so it's election night. I'm just tuning in to see what's happening. I'm looking at Paul Begley a little bit and listening to him to see how it's all going just in the chat and everything. And we'll see how it turns out. I don't know for sure. I mean, Trump and Obama are both on the glyph of the Akhenaten turned upside down, and it's written of in the Bible that they'll turn the stuff upside down. So we used to think that it was Prince William on the glyph instead of Trump, but when you look at it, it really could be either one. And it's like the eye placement and the ear placement kind of they coincide, and it's like it's both, like almost like they're the same thing. Could be a perplexed Harry Perry situation or something like that. Like they're connected, like they're a splice or something. I mean, both born on very like important days and moon cycles and earth cycles and everything. So and eclipses. um Now, of course, my information that I just went over, all those chalks and everything, I don't know what the truth is exactly, and I'm not judging. I mean, everything's fine. I'm just trying to keep faith with Lord Jesus. Like I hold on to like hope in like in good music that I hear. Um, because I listen to the same stations every day, the pop, because I feel like that's part of my daily cross. Like I don't have my CDs anymore. I just listen to the pop, the main hip hop and rap. Like I don't even look, like I won't even look up like the rappers I like they're more rare items and stuff, like or they're stuff that doesn't make it big. Like I won't even look it up most of the time. Sometimes I do, but so I try to live kind of like I've just been living kind of bare bones. Like I just kind of like get by, and I don't have a job. I'm on disability, and I've called myself a loser before, but like when I listen to Decoding End Times and stuff, I kind of like I feel better, and I feel like I can relate to him. He went through cancer and stuff, and like he's on disability, and like I can kind of see eye to eye with him. Like I get it, and I don't think he's a loser. So it's just matter of perspective. But anyway, I don't know exactly what the truth is. Only the people that are concerned with it and know how to read the signs know what the truth is exactly. And like the whole thing with death and hell, like I don't horsemen, okay. I don't I'm not trying to like knock down their power at all. Like I know that those horsemen are powerful. I mean, they basically have the ability to send you into another body, or Shadow of Egypt, or maybe even send you to you know the underworld, or somewhere else, like and I'm not doubting that at all. What I do kind of doubt is the whole thing with Zephaniah, that God is taking my visions, and he's like, and that God, listen to me, that God is saying, well, Brock, I know the way you wrote it, and I know that you meant it in like fantastical terms, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump it down to Shadow of Egypt level, and I'm going to put someone else in another body, and like it's just going to be real basic, like the symbolic of what you meant, like in the way that me as God am reading it, which is like dumbed down kind of from the way that you wrote it and the way that I gave you the vision. But I'm God, and like that's what I'm gonna do. Like I just maybe it's a thing with language that God is like he's doing it by the language of it and taking my words and making them reality in like a matrix sense. I get that, but I just don't think that God through Zephaniah would like take a first of all, he's taking away from me, and then he's like bumping it down to the reality level when all of it is fantastical. Now, yes, there's been signs that like the Vikander is related or even could be like the whole Robert Shaw figure and like JC and stuff, like in representative terms. But and then you get into the Mark of the Beast and the whole perplex Harry Perry and like Zion angels and how they're corroborating and doing things and coming back. I get all that, but I still believe in. I have to believe in Jesus that he did what he did, and like, you know, even how the Vikander is like represented, like, okay, say that she's doing the lobster mantis flame of Uduns by just going to work. Say she's doing that. Okay, well then, like, if that's what it is, if that's that, then like, um, then we should be getting to the next phase. We should be getting to the next phase, and like, where does it say that Jesus like comes back in the Bible and like does the like has a wife and stuff? Like there's just so much that like is not said. Like, yes, Jesus comes back with power and great glory, and like it's the day of the Lord, it's the great shaking. It's Isaiah talks about it. It's like Zechariah talks about the Mount of Olives, all that. Like he comes back and does his thing, and it's the second coming, and like it's great tribulation. But like where since we're adding so much and like changing things with my visions, then I don't think you can take Zephaniah and be like, well, Zephaniah is the end all be all for all this stuff, like in that in the sense of these of what even Grox is talking about. Like I don't think it's the end all be all for what Grox is talking about. Like one's evil and one is supposed to be good. How can you say that Zephaniah is all good stuff and then what Grox is doing is all good stuff? Like I'm talking Grox in the sense of the Shadow of Egypt. Like how like we're blurring the lines so much that like we're losing our focus here. Like we got to bring it back. We gotta tone back, man. Like, yeah, I don't know what this, and I even messed up. Like, yes, Vikander was that Mexican at Canary, and like that, it wasn't like cool. Like it was like real intense, and like the other ones have been good, but like they're they're on like another wavelength. Like I can't even communicate with them. And from my visions, like I don't mess around. Like I don't even have the ability to properly communicate with them. Like in that dream I had, they're masterminds running this game. So I just take it or leave it. But those are my thoughts. If Zephaniah is that's how God's operating, I'm fine with that. But like we'll see what happens. So, and I'm not saying anything against it. I'm not talking against my arm or Grox or Mr. T or anybody. Like it's all fine. Like, and I'm the arm in a lot of senses, and like it's okay. So we'll just see what happens. God bless. Have a fun, good night, and just be relaxed no matter what happens. Thank you.